Welcome back to episode 5 of the Roll the DiSE podcast. Joined by a special guest today, but we have the usual Nick Tilling, and in the back we've got
Casey Humber-Kelly.
Casey Humber-Kelly. Now he's joined us in the team car because of an unfortunate mechanical today. So we've got some extra patter.
We've got Ben Scaife.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. It goes without saying these days. Going speedy down this
We've got to do your intro, mate.
Of course, yeah. Anyway, on today's podcast, we're going to talk about the DiSE experience since we've got Casey here. We're going to debunk a bit of mountain bike jargon because we're going to test Nick and Casey out a bit. And also talk about what we've done over the past few days because it'll have been a little while since we last did an episode. So, tell us about today's ride, Nick, what we've been up to.
Today's ride was an A to B ride, point to point. So starting at our hotel in Puerto de la Cruz, Fergus, good old Fergus.
And Fergus.
Riding across the top of El Teide and then dropping down about the first maybe 10 kilometers down to Villaflor, where we're staying for the next 6 days.
And that's what we're doing right now, we're on the descent. Unfortunately, Casey missed out on the descent, but you did the whole way up Mount Teide, which was, what, 2,500 metres of elevation probably?
It was grim.
It was grim. What did you think of it?
Oh, just like nothing else, it was so grim, like, just never ended.
Have you ever done a climb that long?
No.
There you go then.
Don't get rid of me.
PB. What was it like to train on though, having that road?
It was nice to train on, like, do some good efforts up it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the banter, patter, whatever you want to call it, section of the podcast. Today's challenge for Nick and Casey is debunking mountain bike words or common terms. I'm going to say a word, Casey and Nick, you've got to guess what it means. Okay, I'm going to start with something I think is slightly easy. The word steez.
Steez.
Yeah.
Steez. Steez.
If you're steezy, what does that mean?
Means you're good at mountain biking.
Cold with it?
Well, yeah, cold with it, kind of.
Like what? Cold with it?
Yeah.
What does that
He's
mean?
like cold with it. He's like he's just. I think actually no, it's pretty good.
Some
because
gloves on.
No, he's like cold and good. Steez is style with ease. If you're steezy, you're like you got style on the bike, but you make it look effortless.
Right. Okay.
What about I'm gonna go with what's a shroud?
Well, I have no idea. Is it an insect?
No. It's the thing you do on a bike in a corner.
Brake.
Oh, you like compress your suspension down into it?
Yeah, shrouding is like doing a massive, like, not quite a skid, but like zero traction around the corner.
Right.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to talk about some mountain bike tricks. What do you think? Describe what you think a truck driver is.
Apart from the obvious.
Yeah. What is a truck driver on a mountain bike?
God.
Guess what the
Mate,
trick is?
I haven't got a clue.
Casey?
Nah.
No. It's like they spin round, do a 360, and spin the bars. That's a truck driver.
That's a truck driver.
Right, and lastly, for mountain bike jargon,
Yeah.
I'm going to go with another trick. A toboggan.
That's got to be descending.
It's done on a jump.
Like where you whip it out, like whip the back end out?
Yes, kind of. You whip it out and then you grab the seat with one hand. So it looks like you're riding a toboggan.
Right.
We've got our own language, mate. We've got our own language. Ask Will and he would have got any of those, I reckon.
Yeah, of course it would.
Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about the DiSE experience. So, just recap, if you haven't been watching the last 4 episodes of Roll the DiSE. What is DiSE, Nick?
DiSE stands for Diploma in Sporting Excellence. It's existed in other sports for quite some time, but this is only the 3rd year of DiSE cycling being in existence. And we've got 50 riders on DiSE, which is run in partnership with British Cyling. But out here we've got 10 of those riders who are on our October Tenerife camp. But the purpose of DiSE is it's it's a course that you can do alongside your level 3 education. So for instance, if you're doing an A-level or A-level program, or if you're doing a BTEC program, then you can do DiSE alongside that. But you cannot do DiSE as a standalone qualification. All right, so you have to be in full-time education. You have to be between the ages of 16 to 19, and it's a 2-year program. At SGS, we deliver our DiSE program remotely, which means they do their sessions with us on Teams. Now, DiSE is a qualification. DiSE does carry some UCAS points, but the purpose of DiSE is to accelerate these riders' athletic development through learning. Okay, so it's kind of like coaching through learning. All right, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to teach these guys to become better cyclists more quickly. Okay, with the ultimate aim of becoming world class. Okay, so we emphasize the excellence in DiSE. It is about excellence. It's about developing excellence. And so I'm sure, Casey will be able to come up with some examples of things that we've said, or things that we've kind of reflected on and discussed with the riders, which is about developing excellence. Yeah, so I'm going to put you on the spot now, Casey. So what kind of things have we been talking about in terms of learning to become excellent as a bike rider?
So like one of them, for example, is cadence going uphill, being in the right gear, just saving energy and not expending energy when you don't need it.
Okay, so another question I want to ask you: what does the term world-class basics mean?
It means getting the basic things right, which set you apart from the people who haven't got them right.
Okay.
And don't pay attention to them.
Right, so give me an example of a world-class basic.
Just basic things like fueling.
Yeah.
How much carbs you take on an hour.
Yeah.
Don't always have to be the best in the race.
Yeah.
But if you get your fueling right and someone else doesn't,
yeah,
then you're gonna beat them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So world-class basics is about getting the things that a lot of riders, well, all riders take for granted, is just things that we do routinely, and we if we're honest with ourselves, we probably don't focus on executing those routine everyday tasks to kind of a really, really high standard every single time. But when we're trying to become excellent, if we're not doing that, if we're not doing the most basic things in an excellent way, then it's difficult to build on that. And so things like fueling, recovery, equipment, and then things like strategy, tactics, mindset, attitude, there's so much to work on, and really in my view, and this is my approach with DiSE with these riders, my view is that DiSE is a great way of learning about world-class basics and finishing DiSE after 2 years ready to become world-class. You've been kind of conditioned and you've been taught everything that you know, so that you can then go into a world-class environment and be successful immediately. Yeah. So because I know guys like Casey and all the riders we've got here, everyone's aspirational, everyone's looking to achieve something special in cycling, and that's why we're here. That's what this program is for. Is to help riders like these guys to achieve that. That's a long answer, isn't it? But that's DiSE.
Exactly. Well, Casey, you've been on this camp for a week now. This is like our halfway point. I'll put you on the spot as well. Like Nick said, what have been some of your highlights of the DiSE trip? Could be things you've learned, could be experiences we've done, maybe 2 or 3.
Well, I definitely enjoyed the roads going up TD and that, doing climbs you won't get anywhere else. Having just like a basic thing like having a car with you is like a massive benefit, which you don't even think about it.
So it feels like quite a professional team environment.
Yeah, for sure.
But in the most supportive way possible is like our goal. Tell us a bit about. I mean, we've been so busy. What about some of the off-bike stuff we've been up to? Any favourites? Any favourites come from that, or just
Yeah,
touch
we
on a
went
few?
cable karting up TD, which was definitely one for people who are scared of heights.
Not you, of course.
No,
you handled it
I'd never be
perfectly.
scared, but
Yeah.
that was quite high up. Didn't want to look down. But it was good fun.
Yeah.
Played, what was it called, paddle yesterday.
Yeah.
Paddle was good fun actually.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that one.
Yeah, engaging in a bit of a different sport, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half makes your shoulders hurt though.
What about the strength and conditioning session you did?
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. I enjoyed that.
Hard?
Yeah, it was decent.
Yeah. And of course the coach there spent 6 years at Charlton Athletic Football Club, so he knows
Wrong football club, but he was still.
exactly. We won't hold that against him. But
Yeah, and the DiSE program
very
sort
good
of
S&T coach.
regularly engages with all these really experienced people to help add to that experience as well. What might be your biggest key takeaway so far, Casey, from the trip? I mean, we've still got loads to learn. We've got a whole other week, but is there anything big that you're sort of taking away?
Like my biggest takeaway would probably be pacing such long times. Like done nearly a 30k climb today.
Yeah, it was long, wasn't it?
Yeah, and going too hard at the bottom, you were gaffed halfway up. So
Yeah, it's good to get that experience.
Yeah.
And actually, here we go. We're on the way into Villa Floor now, which is our base for the second week. So, if we had to leave it with one message, Casey, people out there who are about your level or looking at you sort of like aspirationally, wanting to be like you, what's your advice for someone who's thinking about DiSE or someone who's at this level, ready to go to college?
Yeah, 100% apply for it. It was definitely a good choice. It's good fun, good training, and I've learned a lot within just a few days.
Cracking, excellent. It's great feedback.
Yeah.
So yeah, here we are in Villa Floor. It's absolutely beautiful and just perfect for training. So I'm sure we'll talk about it more in a couple of further podcast episodes. Anything else from you, Nick?
No, just great to have our first
impromptu guest.
Casey, yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Nice
I
one,
might
Casey.
be back depending on my bike.
We'll get it sorted. So here we go. Welcome to Villa Floor, and that has been DiSE Roll the Dice episode 5. Tune in for more, and I'm sure we'll feature Casey and others again on the podcast over the next few days.
Nice one.
Right, give him a goodbye, Casey.
In a bit.
From Nick.
It's goodbye from Ben.
We'll see you in the next one.